want to go to a party with me? No, the game's on. Oh, I almost forgot. I'll be right there.
We like sports and we don't care who knows.
How's it going? And welcome to your second episode of Ball Talk. I'm Aidan.
And I'm Luke.
Week break, and now, after All-Star Weekend, more NBA talk.
Of course, the only way we do around here when it's the only sport in season that really matters.
It's true. I mean, like, you like the Winter Olympics, but...
I do, but I mean, I can only take so much of it. When a Russian guy gets banned from curling for doping, I kind of...
Okay, before we talk about NBA, I heard about that, and I was just like, this is the greatest story in Olympic history. How? Like, what do you take to, like, enhance your ability to curl? Like, what do you, like...
I feel like it was just a ton of Adderall.
Like, it has to be, right?
Like, what else is the guy on that is just sitting there? Like, I need to be better at curling, so I'm going to take steroids.
It's like, for me, either it's like Adderall, so like he's super focused and like he's like a sweeper and he can do it quick, or it's like he's just smoking a bunch of dope and like it just like needs to be incredibly relaxed because he'll like freak out if he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that mind boggles me. I want them to tell us what it was. Like,
that's like insane.
Dude, I hope it comes out like dodgeball and it's just some like grade 2 beaver tranquilizer. Just something that...
He's just like, you look at him, he's just freaking yoked.
Just a huge curler.
That'd be funny.
Silly Russians.
But to get more back on topic, NBA All-Star Weekend was this past weekend. Started out Friday night. We had the celebrity game, and then we had the Rising Stars game.
Shout out Quavo.
Shout out Quavo. Shout out Quavo for blocking Rachel Demita and just like absolutely bruising her hip apparently.
Dude, and he went so hard.
He wanted it so bad.
I respected that effort so much. I haven't seen somebody put out like that in the NBA weekend in so long.
Did you see him shoot a shot to Rachel after the game too?
Oh, on Twitter?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was great. I was like,
I hope it happens. Respect.
I hope it happens.
I mean, how could it not?
I mean, plenty of ways, but Rising Stars game was all right. There was a lot of fun dunks. Donovan Mitchell at the end of the game had a stupid oop to John Collins that was just like meaningless because they lost, but it was still exciting, and it's the Rising Stars game, so it's just like, a mini All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean, not surprised that the world came out and dominated the U.S. Like,
I mean, they had Embiid, Simmons, like
yeah, like their roster was
pretty stacked,
very stacked. Like it was going to go one way and one way only.
Oh yeah, but like, by the way, Embiid involved in like every day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, not too surprised. Big Joel Embiid fan. The dude's a monster and a freak athlete. I
just worry that like, why this is supposed to be rest time. Like, just do the All-Star game. Like, why are you doing the Rising Stars game? You're an All-Star starter, and like you already have a history of injuries. Why are you going 3 days in a row of this like stuff that like?
Because Joel Embiid wants to party.
Yeah, but like, then go party. Don't go to these like.
This is partying for him,
I guess. Yeah, ballers got a ball.
Yeah.
Then we get to Saturday and we have skills challenge, dunk contest, and 3-point contest.
Which Joel Embiid? Did you see like his cheating thing?
No, yeah, that was smart.
That was
like,
savvy.
That was
wasn't
savvy.
Cheating at all.
You can't throw. You can't throw any more balls if they aren't in there.
They're all gone.
Exactly. Yeah. I wanted Lauri Markkanen to win that really bad. I love Lauri Markkanen. I'm a huge Lauri Markkanen fan. Spencer Dinwiddie, from the Nets. The only good thing for the Nets to happen this year, but yeah.
I mean,
it's the skills challenge.
Yeah.
I heard this put out on a podcast I was recently listening to, and instead of having the skills challenge, just having a game of horse.
Oh, that would be so much better.
That would be so much fun. I would watch that. I would absolutely watch that.
NBA guys going ham and horse? Are you kidding me?
Like and like a bunch of like, imagine like the funny shots they would come up with and stuff. Like, it's just a whole other level of entertainment.
I guarantee you, 2 shots, people would go into the stands and just like sit on a fan's lap and just throw it.
Can you imagine Steph in like a whole game of horse?
That's what I'm saying. Steph versus God. I feel like KD could throw out some dumb shots.
LeBron,
of course.
LeBron could throw like a full quarter and like
it'd have to be horse, but no dunking, of course. Like that, I feel like.
Yeah, like you can do
like the dunk contest.
Oh my God, Kyrie. Because, like, all the layup shit he can do. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
Kyrie versus Steph in a horse contest.
That'd be
layups
lit.
That would come out
that
of that.
Would be so lit.
Oh.
And then 3-point contest came around.
Devin
Booker. I was not surprised at all. The kid's got to – see, my thing with 3-point contest, Tobias Harris was looking really good for 3 racks. And he was, like, around 14, I think, at the top of the key. and with only 2 racks left, and I think he had his Moneyball rack left still. But my problem in the 3-point contest, you have to have a shot where you have very little jump. You got to not be tired by that 5th rack. You got to be like a little hop and like mostly just a pure stroke. Booker, Thompson have that, and that's why they're so good at stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, as a Phoenix Suns fan, can't be surprised by Devin Booker winning this.
He dropped 70 points in a game last year.
We've seen him do this so many times, just rain threes from outside. It's just the Suns suck so bad that nobody pays attention to them. Yeah, like Devin Booker.
He's like the one bright spot.
Devin Booker, borderline all-star.
You want Aidan in this draft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want them to get Aidan?
Yeah, we need a big man that can play defense and get rebounds.
Can you have like Alex Len?
That dude gets bossed.
He probably does, yeah.
That dude
Dragan Bender.
He's still
he's young.
So young. Same with Marquise Chris. Like that dude.
Marquise Chris isn't that good at basketball.
He's just an athlete.
Yeah.
And then we drafted Josh Jackson, who's just another athlete.
My thing with Josh Jackson, and like, take this how you will. Going into the draft, I was just like, okay, so he's another Stanley Johnson. He's another.
He was literally another Stanley Johnson.
The guy. Where's the guy from Duke? He went to Miami.
Guy from Duke that went to Miami. What?
Yeah, he's like another wing. I'm forgetting his name.
Dude, this is your department.
I know, right? Was on the Tyus Jones and Jahlil Okafor team.
Couldn't tell you.
Justice Winslow. Why did I blank on that? Oh my gosh. Justice Winslow, like Stanley Johnson, and Josh Jackson are all 3 the same person. If you ask me, like
that's fair.
What differentiates their game? They're guys who are like known for defense, can't shoot the ball well, and are just freak athletes.
Yeah.
Like, that's all their game is.
See, going into the draft as a Suns fan, I also knew what we were going to get from Josh Jackson. So, like, I'm not surprised by what he's doing. I'm just hoping he can develop a shot at some point.
Worst case scenario, he becomes MKG.
Okay, which
is bad. But,
yeah,
like...
but right now, the Suns could use that. Because, I mean, look at the other threes we had. We have T.J. Warren, who...
Why?
Yeah. We had P.J. Tucker, who, don't get me wrong, love to watch P.J. Tucker play, but that dude's just rough.
He's killing it on the Rockets.
I know.
But to be fair, he's playing with James Harden and Chris Paul.
He doesn't have to be an elite scorer like the Suns tried to make him, which is just not near what P.J. Tucker is.
And that's, like, worst case. I don't think he's actually going to be Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Like, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, like, just, I don't know what happened with his shot. Like, it needed to be fixed, but then, like, it just got worse.
Yeah.
But, he's another one of those guys that's just like a long athletic wing, and it's just like I didn't really see the upside in him that much.
Well, I mean, I just wanted Jason Tatum and Jason Tatum only. That didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough.
I mean, that was the only.
He's definitely like he was the most NBA ready.
Oh yeah,
of the top 5.
There was no doubt Jason Tatum was going to come out and just be a dude, and he has been with the Celtics.
Yeah, and especially like with a young group around him, it's kind of a young, smart group, and with Brad Stevens as your coach, it's like hard to like not be as successful as he's been.
Yeah,
he's been inconsistent in like the last like 20 games or so, but like that's understandable. He's a rookie. He's gonna hit that like point where it's like
he's gonna have a lull.
He's not used to playing 82 games, and like he's used to playing 30 to 40 games in a season.
Right,
and like they're past that at this point.
Yeah, I mean his body's gonna wear, but he's fine. He'll be fine.
When you guys drafted Jackson, with people left on the board besides Tatum, like who else did you feel like why didn't we take them at the time? Not even like now, like
honestly, there wasn't really anybody else I cared to have. I knew I either wanted Jason Tatum, or if we didn't get him, I knew we were taking Josh Jackson. Yeah. Like I just knew that's what was going to happen because we needed some kind of forward who was an athlete. I mean, hopefully could shoot. Jackson hasn't been able to shoot that well, but I expected it.
I think he might be the one to break through and actually like get a consistent jump shot.
Hey, I'm hoping so. That'd be cool.
That'd be great. I think. Yeah, I think Aidan would be good for you guys. I worry that the Boston is gonna get LA's pick, most likely. If it's 2 through 5, if LA's pick goes 2 through 5, Boston gets it. If it's 1 or like anything else, Philadelphia gets it. So I kind of want it to either be 1 or above 5 because I don't want LA to get that pick. I'm not a huge Lakers fan.
Yeah, neither am I. Come on.
No one wants the Lakers to be successful. It's like wanting the Yankees to be successful. It's like
no.
And if they get the second pick, and Celtics get Aidan,
I'll cry.
That's honestly like
basketball won't be fun to watch.
I would love that. I would really love that.
Really?
It'd be so much fun.
Dude.
Can you imagine Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and DeAndre Ayton?
They would roll teams.
That would be so dumb.
They would roll.
That like actually gets me a little excited for like this draft. I'm really excited to see how.
I'm super excited for this draft.
I'm excited to see where like teams end up. I had a take on this. I think no team outside of the lottery should pick any freshman. I think there's so many good guys who have played 2 or 3 or 4 years that are long, athletic 3-and-D wings, which is like what the league is racking right now. Like Trier, like the guy from Ohio State, Cato. I can't say his name. Diop. But Cato Bates, Diop.
Yep.
Guys that are just like good defenders, can guard multiple positions and hit threes.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what.
And like you see it with Toronto, like they have a couple guys that are like 19. They have like 1 or 2 guys that are 19, and then like the rest of their guys are second or third year, first or second year players who are like played multiple years in college. Like Fred VanVleet is playing a lot of minutes for them, and he's doing really well.
Yeah, I mean, then again, the team Fred VanVleet played for in college was not your atypical college basketball team when he was back there. Like that was,
but it was a good team.
It was a really good team.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying though. Like but the type of basketball they played compared to the other elite teams in college basketball, like they were much more pressure oriented, which I feel like made them more NBA ready.
I could see that. I just feel like if you're putting guys, if you're drafting guys late first round, unless you're really like gonna be bad this next coming year for some reason, you're not gonna start them. So like getting guys that are like rookies, that are one and done guys, there's a lot more like pressure on like them. It's like a lot like bigger turnaround because like they just already like learned how to deal with college, whereas like the guys in college have gone through college, their bodies are like more matured, and I feel like they're just more like mentally ready for the game and like that long dredging season. That's just my take on it.
Quick question: do you draft Michael Porter Jr.?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. That dude he's not going to, but he should stay another year.
Especially because I have the choice with Bagley, Aiton. I might take him over Bamba. If I had if I'm like down to like 5 or 6 and I have like Bamba and Porter left, I take Porter because he has more upside for me.
That's fair.
Like I see Bamba best case scenario being Rudy Gobert.
Well, that's pretty
good,
best
but like
case.
that's not like that's.
But
I'm
that's
not
a top 5,
I'm
6 pick. Though.
Winning a championship with like
no
Bamba is my best guy.
No, not at all.
Whereas if Porter's like has potential to be a championship leading guy.
Yeah, he does. God, if that dude didn't get hurt at Mizzou this year, I would have loved to watch them.
It could be a Ben Simmons thing where it's like he shouldn't like even have gone to college. It should have been like the college rule should be gone and like he should go straight from high school to go to the NBA.
The NBA needs the MLB draft rules. You can go out of high school, or if you go to college,
2 years.
Yeah,
I agree with that. That's great.
That'd be so beneficial outside of high schoolers going into the NBA,
No, yeah.
and then potentially just getting demolished. But if they feel they're good enough, let them do it.
Yeah, it's their choice. I mean, and then with that, it develops the G League because then they can put them in the G League, and like they like maybe like 3 years down the line, they're ready for the NBA now.
And then G League will sell more tickets if you get these dudes that were top 5 recruits.
Oh yeah,
that
absolutely.
Ended up just going straight to the NBA, right into the G League. Ticket sales right there.
Oh, absolutely. So back to the All-Star weekend. Somehow we got there. The dunk contest. Now,
Spida Mitchell, the dude.
This dunk contest was interesting because it felt like it was entirely just homage dunks. So, like, they're just paying homage to someone. Larry Nance, every other dunk was, like, paying homage to his dad, which I get. Your dad won the first dunk contest. Okay. But then, like, everyone else, like, Donovan Mitchell did, like, a Kenneth Griffith one.
And a Vince Carter one.
The Vince Carter one, and I was just like... And they're just giving him 50s. Like, it's just, like... His best dunk was probably his first dunk. Where he threw it off the back. He brought in a second hoop, threw it off the backboard of the second hoop, and then dunked it into the regular hoop, which I thought was like really creative and cool. But everything else that was done, besides like Oladipo's couple dunks, were like so unoriginal. And like,
which I feel like the dunk contest, that's what it's for. It's for creativity and originality. That's the name of the game. It's to show off how athletic you are and what dumb dunks you can do.
Yeah, like I feel like. Maybe we just have the bar set too high because now, like, we remember, especially our generation, is like Levine versus Gordon.
Yeah,
and
I feel
that might be the best dunk contest we've ever seen.
That might ruin dunk contests forever because that's the one we all turn to. That was an insane show.
It's just like going into like 5 overtimes of like back-to-back dunks, and like they're making stuff up on the spot. And like Aaron Gordon, first of all, I thought Aaron Gordon got robbed in that. Like
Same.
Zach LaVine just kept jumping from the free throw line, which I mean I get it, you're athletic, but like Aaron Gordon's dunk where he put it under his legs in like
over a mascot
in his seated position, I was just like, that's probably like the most like incredible dunk I've ever seen in my life.
That might have been one of the most athletic things I've ever seen.
It was just, it's. I like can watch that for like an hour straight. I could watch that dunk just for an hour straight on repeat. There's literally, it's just mesmerizing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just felt like Dennis Smith Jr. had the best dunk of the night. He went like a 360, but he kind of jumped like the opposite way that you normally would, and he like went between the legs and dunked with his left hand after he got through on the 360. It was incredibly like challenging and like original and a really cool dunk. And then Nance had the second best dunk with his dunk where he tapped it off the glass and then dunked it.
The double?
Yeah, that was cool. That was
really cool.
I want to see someone who like they go up, like go for like a reverse dunk, but they go up, they like hold the ball on the backboard on the side they're not dunking on, and then like reverse jam it on the other side.
If a person ever did that, they should be tested for something.
I mean, I think Giannis could do it. I think Giannis could do it in game.
I would love to see Giannis.
I think Giannis can do anything but shoot a basketball yet.
Do you think the top guys ever get back to going in the dunk contest? Like the top dudes?
I don't want them to. I think what we learned is in-game dunkers aren't dunk contest guys.
Ooh, okay.
Like, there's very few cases where in-game dunkers, like good in-game dunkers are dunk contest guys. Like,
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of what you like.
Obviously, like LaVine's a good in-game dunker, but like he's also just a freak athlete. Like they have to be freak athletes, whereas like, and they can't be like small guys anymore. Like Dennis Smith Jr. and Oladipo and Mitchell are all kind of smaller guys. Oladipo is a kind of more of a freak athlete than the other two. I think he has better vertical. I think his first dunk that he missed and he got like a 31 for because he didn't make any of them. Which, why is he getting a 31 if he didn't make any of them? Could have been like the best dunk in the whole thing. But excuse me. I just felt like guys that are like, the guys need to be like 6'5" or above, and they need to be freak athletes, because like that's what builds the most like incredible dunks. That body type.
So like you're Giannis out the window. Dream scenario. Most favorite dunk contest participant next year goes in. Who is it?
I want LaVine back, obviously. Throw Gordon in there too, just for the rivalry. I want to see Gerald Green back in it, like just for the heck of it. Like he still bounced. Like Gerald Green's like an all-time great, and then let's throw a rookie in there. I'm trying to think of a rookie that could like just like be incredible in it.
I got nothing.
I got nothing either. There's not any like freak vertical athletes that like.
I mean, I'm trying to think of maybe even just like a big man with just some freak athleticism. But even that, I mean, they had Andre Drummond in with LaVine and Gordon back then, and
what a joke.
That didn't pan out too well.
I don't think centers need to be in it unless they're like Aaron Gordon centers. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say one of those 6'11" centers who just absolutely bounce.
But like guys that are 7 foot and above, it's just like you have to be like Dwight Howard, like.
Dwight Howard put on a show. That dude's a freak. Too bad he's garbage now.
He is garbage. Yeah, I'm not sure who my fourth guy would be, but those three for sure. I think LaVine and Gordon need to be in the next like 10.
Just to keep them interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about originality. I'd like to see them try to come up with crazy dunks for like 3 straight years.
I think they could do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if LaVine could.
LaVine, like listening to him because they brought him on for like the final round. He was like it was almost like he was scouting. Like he was like scouting dunks. I was like,
I hope he comes back to the dunk contest just maybe one more time.
He's already playing really well back for like the Bulls and stuff. And
yeah, he is.
Did you see that poster before All-Star break that he had?
No, I did not.
Oh my god, he like drove baseline and just slammed on someone. It was incredible.
Oh, that dude, he'll come back at least one more time. I believe that. So, second half preview, NBA.
I don't think we talked about the All-Star game yet, though.
That's true.
Because my quick hit on it, this LeBron performance is, like, I think the jumping point of, like, all right, now I'm going to go on my MVP run. Like, he had one earlier. Like, he was trying to carry his team of, like, before Isaiah got back when they went on that good, long winning streak and were playing really well. He's gonna pull them through another one of those, I think, right now, and he's gonna make that run for the 2 seed, at least, if not the 1 seed in the East. It'll be tough to get the 1 seed, but I could see him because Boston's falling right now to get to the 2 seed. Yeah, I think LeBron's like we're about to see like MVP LeBron for like the next 26 games.
That is just an NBA fan's dream, though. That would be way too much fun to see LeBron take over with new young guys too. Younger.
I think that's why, though, because he's rejuvenated. And, like, this week off is going to be good for him, like, get rest, like, because he's been playing a lot this year. He gets that rest. He has a lot of guys that can run with him, so he's going to get plenty of assists. He's got guys that can knock down shots, run with him, and play defense. And so he's just going to be, like, excited at all times. And he's going to be, like, you can tell just by like, watching him the last, like, those 2 games that they played. He was just, like, a happier person. Like, he was just much happier.
Oh, he was enjoying it. Looked like he was just enjoying every aspect so much more.
No, yeah.
Like, it looked like he felt less pressure to be an on-court coach.
I think part of it is, like, with guys that were, like, so close to your age, there becomes, like, a challenge in leadership, especially with a guy like Isaiah, who was, like, the man in Boston.
Right.
There becomes, like, this, like, challenge of, like, obviously, like they understand LeBron's LeBron, but, like, there's this challenge of, like, you think you have more say than you really do, and it's like, no, I'm LeBron. Realize where you stand.
Yeah, I mean...
Whereas, like, with the young guys, like, they're just here to soak everything up.
Well, and I think you got 2 underrated kind of team guys in Clarkson and Nance. Like, while the whole just Lonzo Ball show is going on in Los Angeles with him and Kuz.
By the way, I think they've lost every game since they got Isaiah, so...
Shocker.
Yeah.
But with everything that was going on over there, the 2 dudes you never heard anything from or about was Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great for Clarkson especially because, like, his time in L.A. was so up and down and so, like...
I'm so excited to see him run with just a really good core of starters.
No, yeah, and I think it's just... It was tough on him in L.A. because, like, there was such weird expectations. Like, the expectations for him were always changing. And, like, there was never, like, this, like, set standard of what he should be. And... people would just, like, he never felt like he was properly supported.
Right. And now in Cleveland, he can relax. He's not looked on to carry big-time minutes. He's just got to be a dude off the bench provide a spark, like, get the bench scoring going, which their bench has in the 2 games they were there before the All-Star break.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about our top 8 in both conferences.
Top 8 in both. So, I'll start with the East. I mean, for me, the top 7 are pretty much locked. I think Toronto, Boston, Cleveland, Washington, Indiana, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, locked in to make a playoff spot. They'll jump around. Like I don't see the Cavs finishing as a 3 seed. I think the Cavs get up to number 2, and I think Boston or Toronto will take number 1, and the other one's going to get number 3 because both those teams are so good at falling apart at some point. Like that's just what's going to happen. Honestly, Wizards, Pacers, Bucks, I think the Bucks are going to hop over both of them. I think the Bucks are going to get a 4 seed. I think they have been struggling like for most of this first half. They have not been playing consistently well, but now they got time off. Giannis is going to come back and just lead the team. They're going to get a 4 seed. Washington's going to keep the 5 seed just because John Wall and Bradley Beal, and because a Bucks-Wizards playoff series to start would be pretty fun.
I think it'd be a 4-2 Bucks win if it was. I think
I agree.
I don't think it'd go 7 games. I could even see it going 4-1 Bucks. I just don't think the Wizards.
I think the Bucks take it, but I think the Wizards would give them a decent fight because they can score. I mean, defensively, but the Wizards would be able to score to keep up. But then Pacers 6, I think they stay 6. I think the Sixers play themselves right into a 7 seed, and then I think the Pistons get in at 8. I think the Heat find a way to lose their lead here in the second half of the season. I think the Pistons come back. Blake Griffin. Just a rejuvenized roster. They new hope in Detroit, and they take over the 8 seed from Miami.
I agree with you on like a lot of those points. I think the Raptors will keep one. They're 9-1 in their last 10, and Celtics are 5-5 on a 3-game losing streak. So even with this break, I don't see Boston easily coming back from those struggles. And I know Cleveland, they're going to be hot and they're going to be really like pushing these next like 20 games to get for that 2 seed. So I see Toronto, Cleveland, and then Boston at 3. I don't see them slipping any farther than that. I think the Wizards, I'm not sure when John Wall's coming back. I was trying to look that up, but honestly, when John Wall comes back, I see them sliding. I can see them sliding to like a 6. I see the Bucks jumping to 4. They're just too talented overall, especially with Jabari coming back. The more he's implemented, I think the better they'll do.
Yeah, just another guy you can get the ball to score.
Exactly, especially in their bench. They needed more like bench scoring, and like that's exactly what they got.
Yeah.
The Pacers, I could see this sticking around 5 or 6. I'm gonna put Bucks 4, Wizards 5, Pacers 6. I just see the Pacers aren't like super deep. I don't think so. I don't see them like maintaining a 5 seed or going to a 4. So I could see them just dropping down one place to 6. 76ers. I want to say stay at 7, but I'm also scared of saying they stayed at 7 because like we're like one injury away from them being like not a playoff team.
That's fair. And when your 2 lead guys in Simmons and Embiid are relatively injury riddled,
yeah,
it's hard. But I think
I want to say they stay at 7 too because they're so good.
Oh, dude,
that's a tough message for anyone. Like besides maybe like.
Well, and then if they get the 7 first-round playoff, Cavs 76ers.
That's tough. Like, that's so tough. Who's going to – like, obviously LeBron's going to guard Simmons. But, like, who guards Embiid?
You telling me Tristan Thompson or Kevin Love can keep up with Embiid?
No,
Get out of here.
it's so tough. Like, that's crazy. I disagree. I think the Heat will stay 8. I don't see the Pistons coming in.
Yep.
I think the Blake DeAndre combo is like a – weird, not good because DeAndre can't stretch the floor at all. It's the same the same problem Blake had with like DeAndre.
You meant Andre Drummond.
Andre, they're both like the same player. Let's be honest.
That's fair.
Andre Drummond's just like slightly better and like a little bit less athletic.
That's fair. All right, so West, who you got top 8 West?
Rockets 1.
Ooh.
They've won their last 10, so they're kind of hot right now.
Just a little bit.
Warriors 2, Wolves 3. I'm going to say Thunder 4, Spurs 5, Nuggets 6, Blazers 7, Jazz 8.
Yeah, we just had the same top 8. That's pretty convenient. Yeah,
Jazz have like the longest winning streak in the league right now at 11. So
and they're only playing better. Like they just keep playing better.
Their main problem in like the last few years and like this like first half of the season are always like they don't play. They like have been playing at the slowest pace in the league for like the last few years as the league gets faster and faster and people are more scoring points. These like last like 20 games or so, and especially this winning streak, they've been playing at a pace that's like very high and like a lot faster than they're normally doing, which is really, really good. And like it's been really, really good. And they're already a really good defensive team. Like Gobert is like such a good defensive interior. Yeah, I definitely see them jumping both the Clippers and the Pelicans. I don't see those guys.
I just can't see the Pelicans hanging on with relying on. I mean, Anthony Davis will do Anthony Davis things, but then you have to rely on Drew Holiday and Nikola Mirotic as your next 2 best scorers.
Yeah, that's not entirely reliable.
Yeah, I just don't trust those 2. I just can't. And the Clippers,
I was surprised you have the Spurs dropping like I do. I thought that was a hot take.
Dude, they're just falling apart. Kawhi doesn't want to go to their team doctors right now, apparently.
Is that true? I haven't seen that.
It came across, I was looking it up, and apparently Kawhi Leonard's like upset with how they've been handling his injury. So now he's going to separate doctors, like his own private like physicians or something.
Yeah, this is like the most un-Kawhi thing I've ever heard, like coming out of like the Spurs camp. Like Kawhi seemed like the perfect Popovich pupil, Like, he was this, like, guy who never spoke any words.
He was perfectly molded for him.
It was
uncanny.
He was a guy who he was a star. He's a star. Like, he's a top 5 player in the league when he's healthy and playing his best. But he doesn't, like, care about the limelight or anything. He's all about the team. He's smart. He plays defense. Like, he's a pop guy. But then, like, this is just, like, the most like, you wouldn't associate this kind of, like, behavior with Kawhi, would you?
No, like, not at all. And so that's why I'm genuinely worried about the Spurs. Like, if Kawhi Leonard doesn't trust something going on with the Spurs, who have always seemingly had just the most perfectly run organization in the NBA, then, like, there's something internal that can't be going well. And, I mean, I think the Timberwolves keep playing good enough to sneak up, and then the Thunder are going to find their stride. They have you can't hold back Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony for long, and Russ and PG started figuring it out. They started playing better together, and then they have a whole nother half to do it. Like, I think the Thunder just keep steadily improving.
Yeah, I could see how I said the Wolves would be 3 and the Thunder would be 4. I could see that also flopping. I think the team I'm most scared of, if I'm, like, in those middle seats, is the Nuggets.
Oh, the Nuggets have just been quietly.
I watched them play, and they're a lot of fun, and especially they have the best home advantage in the NBA.
Really?
Yeah, like with the altitude and everything.
Yeah,
like, and especially the way they play, they've always played a very high tempo offense. And
yeah, that's true. You get a team in Denver, get them running, get them dragging.
You're just not used to that altitude. Like, it's definitely a factor. I was listening to a podcast with Richard Jefferson, Bill Simmons' podcast with Richard. He was talking to Richard Jefferson about if that really is a factor or not. And he's like, oh, yeah, it is. Like, when he first got there, it's like it took him a while to adjust to it. So I think Denver's a scary team to deal with. Nikola Mirotic is like one of those guys. Is like who are you going to put on him? Unless you're like the Warriors and you have Draymond to guard him. But like,
not Mirotic. You mean Jokic?
Jokic. My bad. The Joker. My bad. He's one of those guys. This is like a tough matchup for anyone. Kind of like Embiid. Yeah. And Jamal Murray and like Gary Harris have been playing really, really well this year.
Yeah, I mean, Thunder get up to 3, Nuggets stay at 6, dude. A Thunder Nuggets first round playoff that'd be an incredible series. And then so Blazers, you have them staying at 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be another disappointing like Blazers out in the first round. Like,
yeah, I hope that the Blazers can put stuff together, but like 7, they go up against the Warriors first round.
Yeah, if they have to play the Rockets or the Warriors, they're not going to the second round.
Yeah, 7 or 8 seed, you're getting the Warriors or Rockets. You're getting one of those two teams no matter what.
If they somehow got to a 6 seed and had to play the Spurs, Wolves, or Thunder, I could see them maybe getting by, but it'd still be tough.
Yeah, and then Jazz 8. I'd just love to see the Jazz against the Rockets in the playoffs first round. Like,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, 'cause like that's a pretty good defense out in Utah against second best offense in the NBA? Maybe first, maybe getting up against the Warriors for the best offense.
I would say best regular season offense. I think once the playoffs come, since like it's always a different style of basketball, it's going to be interesting to see how the Rockets do, especially because they have 2 guys that are notorious for like disappearing in the playoffs, in Paul and Harden.
So then, in the playoffs, are you saying you'd fear the Warriors over the Rockets more?
Oh my! Are you kidding me?
Okay, I agree. No, I agree.
There's 3 guys on the Warriors that I'm like, they could go off for 40 every night, any night. Like one of them could go off for 40. Whereas the Rockets have like 2 of those guys, and I'm like I don't like have extreme confidence that Chris Paul could just drop 40 whenever he wants.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm with you. The Warriors. How could you not how could you ever fear a team more than the Warriors in the playoffs?
They have the best offensive player. I would say the 2 of the top 3 best offensive players in the league right now.
I mean, you can't argue with
like Harden. I could throw in there at 2, but I could also like debate on that over with if Curry's 2 or Harden is 2. But Durant's definitely like the best offensive player in the league.
Oh, no doubt.
I know you and I were talking about a little bit before we started this, but the commissioner, Adam Silver, was asked about like changing the playoff format a little bit, and said that the possibility of going through a 1 through 16 setup has been talked about, and it could be in the works. I think it's great.
I think it would be much better.
I think it'd be because like the Eastern Conference has been like so weak for so long, and it's just like.
See, but I also think this could be the year that the Eastern Conference playoffs might actually be entertaining because
That's
you
true.
look at who the possible bottom 3 out of the 4 teams will be: Pacers, Bucks, Sixers, or even the Wizards could get down there. Like, the Bucks and Sixers as a 6-7 seed right now could actually make a good series against a 2 and a 3 team when in the past I feel like they've 1, 2, and 3 have all just swept.
So let's talk about our hypotheticals right now. If it was seeded 1 through 16, we'd have the Rockets right now at 1, the Warriors at 2, Raptors at 3, Celtics at 4, Spurs at 5, Cavs at 6, no, Timberwolves at 6, Cavs at 7, Thunder at 8.
It's a pretty good top 8.
Like, that's crazy. So let's just go through some of the matchups. I think, so the Rockets would play, right now, would play the Pelicans. Or the Heat. I remember I was looking at something, and I wish I could find the image right now. But just, like, it was the seedings of it. And there's a few, like, I think it was Boston would play the Blazers.
Oh.
That would be an interesting, like, Dame versus Kyrie.
Dame versus Kyrie would probably be the only interesting part of that series. Let's be honest with ourselves.
No, man, there'd be some good, like, I think that'd be a good battle. And then, like, a couple of, like, underrated. Al Horford's definitely underrated. He is an all-star, but he's underrated. And then I still don't know how I feel about Nurkic.
I haven't watched that dude play enough to form an opinion.
I think he's meh. Like, he's okay. He can play. He plays a good defense at time. He has really bad hands. He has really, really bad hands. Like, he's bad around the rim finishing. He's a low percentage finisher at the rim. And he doesn't have great hands in the pick and roll. Like, he doesn't catch passes very well. He kind of bobbles them a lot. So I just think he's, like, not what they need. I feel like they need a better stretch 5 if they're going to play someone like that. But, yeah, I just think going to a 1 through 16 seeding would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's what needs to happen to get more people interested in the NBA playoffs again. Because, I mean, if you're not just a regular, just even if you're a dude who just follows the NBA regular season, like, and you're a diehard fan, you're always interested in the playoffs. But if you're a guy who just likes to watch sports in the postseason, because there are people who do that, then you just aren't excited because the Warriors and Cavs
it's just like
have played for 3 years in a row.
The first round's always just like so boring, and I think if you mix it up, it just like it'll still be like there'll be some like
there will still be some
matchups.
4-0 sweeps, but that's
like,
just because
it just adds a little bit more
exciting.
exciting.
Still good, yeah. I mean, you're gonna get. I mean, it'll just be so interesting to see the 3 seed in the East, whoever that would be, against the potential like 6 seed out of the West, if that's how it would work out. Just because people have always said, "Oh, the West is so much better than the East for so long," then like this could switch it up and give those people who didn't want to watch the first round of the Eastern something to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I think just getting rid of the conference like format is just like you see how well it worked with like the All-Star game and like how like shaking things up like that and making it not so it's just like so conference heavy and like affiliated really like added a lot of excitement.
Right.
I think it'll do the same for the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. So switching gears here, soccer fans, UEFA Champions League. The first leg of the round of 16 went on last week, with more games come tomorrow.
Just the first 4 games. Yeah, there's
just the first 4.
4 more tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 more tomorrow, 2 more Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so, I mean, the big one, the big hyped one, Real Madrid PSG.
When I saw that draw, I was like, this is amazing. I was so pumped.
I was so hyped to watch that, and then Ronaldo.
He's such a jackass. I hate him so much.
Dude. I mean, I want to hate him, but the guy's so good at soccer.
Did you follow the Euros summer 2016? Or was it 20?
I can't remember that far back.
20, I think it was this last summer, actually. I'm not sure. But they're the Euro Championship, so it's like the national teams from Europe. There was like a clip of like Ronaldo like getting interviewed by like a lakeside, and like the guy was like holding a mic up to him. He just grabs the mic and throws it into the lake. Like I think it's funny,
No
but it's
way.
like funny. It's like, but that's what a jackass.
Yeah,
like,
what a dick. Yeah. And then the other ones that went on, Juventus and Tottenham, they tied. So that second leg of that is going to be nuts.
Yeah, that should be a great game. I think. Where was it? Where was the first leg? Because that's a huge. Because away goals are huge in the Champions League. First few rounds. I believe it was at Juventus.
Yeah.
So that was huge for Tottenham getting two away games. Two away goals is huge. If they could get like a 0-0 draw, like as long as they draw or like win, they're good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they will. I think Tottenham has them beat on the attacking side, but I mean, I'm just excited to see that one play again.
Yeah.
Liverpool dominated Porto.
Yeah, Man City and Liverpool just like basically did what they needed to do. Especially
they bodied.
They literally bodied them. I'm a Liverpool fan. I like our attack is just incredible right now. Sadio Mane, Salah, Firmino.
Salah's been going nuts, dude.
They are just like they're so fast, direct, and like just incredible attacking players that it's exciting to watch. They're like one of the like you saw that in the Premier League this year when they played Man City. Like they're like the only team in the Premier League to beat Man City this year.
Yeah, they washed them.
Besides today, you see that Man City lost in the FA Cup today.
No way.
They lost 1-0 to Wigan. Do you know Will Grigg?
Yeah.
Will Grigg scored the only goal of the game.
Nice.
Will Grigg's on fire.
That's incredible. And then, so the two games tomorrow, the first one is Bayern versus, I want to say it's Besiktas, but I haven't.
Besiktas, yeah.
If Bayern doesn't dominate, I'll be surprised.
Besiktas is Pepe.
Yeah.
He went there this summer. I was surprised by that. They're a good team. They have Quaresma. I wouldn't sleep on him. I wouldn't sleep on him. I wouldn't sleep on him.
And then
it'll be like a 3-1 win, but like
they'll put up a better fight than people think.
They're not Basel or Porto.
That's true. And then Chelsea, Barcelona. I
want to think that's going to be a good game, but I also just don't think it will be a good game.
I think Barca's going to dominate.
Yeah,
but
I think so too.
I hope it's a good game because it's Chelsea, Barca. Like those are two just powerhouse soccer teams. Like you can't ignore the two names. Like I hope it lives up to it being Chelsea, Barca a little better than what PSG, Real Madrid was. I was excited. Like I thought the game, so it could go either way really because Chelsea's been struggling and like Real Madrid's been really struggling. They're like 15 point back of Barcelona in La Liga. They've been struggling hard.
So I thought PSG was gonna like dominate that game. But I guess at home that's a big advantage.
Yeah,
especially at Real Madrid's home stadium, like that's a really big advantage.
Yeah,
but I just don't see Barcelona losing that game.
Yeah, and then the two coming Wednesday: Sevilla versus Man U and Shakhtar Donetsk and Roma.
Go Roma.
Yeah,
I have a Roma jersey my parents brought for me from Italy.
That's fair. And then I got to root for Man U because
F that. Go Sevilla.
I just love Zlatan. I'm pissed he left PSG, but I love Zlatan.
I mean, fair, but he's like not even playing. Like,
no, he's really not.
Like, is he really even on Man United anymore?
I don't even think so.
The fact that he played so well last season was incredible.
I know.
To go back to that PSG Real Madrid game, though, I think PSG still pulls it out. I think they get that 2 goals.
Really?
I think they get those 2 goals back at home. I think it's a 2-0 at PSG. At least 2-0 or 3-0.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't see Real Madrid
do it.
I don't see Real Madrid putting it up again.
Right.
I know Cristiano like now like 100 goals for Real Madrid in the Champions League, like the first to ever do that for one club. But I just don't see it happening.
That's fair.
So we have I'd have Man City and Liverpool obviously going through. You have Juventus going through?
No, I have Tottenham.
You have Tottenham going through?
Yeah, I want Tottenham will beat Juventus.
I'll take Juventus. And then I have PSG going through.
I after how Real Madrid played, I can't. I'm going.
No,
I'm going
like
Real.
if you watch the game, like
they didn't play that well, but
PSG was like when it was 1-1. If you were to like watch the rest of the game and you were to say who do you think the next person to score is, you would say PSG. Like the goals that Real Madrid scored were kind of just fluky, not fluky, but like they were right time, right place.
But Real Madrid had 4 more shots on target by the end of the game.
That doesn't matter. Like Wigan beat Man City today, and they had like 29 shots, 5 on target. Like, and Wigan had like 3 shots the whole game.
That's fair.
Like, I'm gonna take Sevilla going through. Bayern going through.
Yep.
Barcelona.
Yep.
And Roma.
Yep. I'm with you on all 4 of those. I don't see any of those.
So they go into a draw after that again, for another draw for the quarterfinals?
Yeah, I'm about 95% certain you're correct with that.
So
the Champions League's so hard to follow.
Yeah. It's tough to pick who they would play, but yeah. I think...
I'm going to be honest. I think whoever comes out of PSG, Real Madrid, whichever one ends up winning that, which I think will be Real Madrid, I think they might go through.
I want to see a Barca-Liverpool final. Or Barca-Man U.
Okay.
Like, not Man U, Man City. My bad.
Yeah, Man City.
I, just being biased, I want Liverpool to go to the final, but like if they weren't to go to the final, I would want Man City, Barcelona. I feel like those are the 2 best teams in football right now.
Yeah, that's hard to argue with. Like, they've
soccer for our American listeners, which I imagine all of you are.
I'd be surprised if we had any foreign listeners.
Dude, that'd be
pretty
great.
Cool. That'd be really cool.
Hey, any foreign listeners out there, bless up.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like those two teams' form is just, it's been incredible.
I think my biggest disappointment with this year's Champions League was that Napoli caught form like halfway through Champions League started, and so they missed they didn't qualify for the round of 16, and they've been playing astonishing. They've been playing some of the best football in the world right now. In the Serie A, they're 1 point ahead of Juventus in the Serie A.
Oh well, gotta play good when it matters.
It's true. It's true. I was a really big fan of them. Insigne, Mertens, and Callejon as their attacking 3 is just a really fast, really direct, like Liverpool attacking trio. That's like just a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. And then our final talking points here to wrap up the show. There were 3 MLB free agency signings. The first one, Yu Darvish signed with the Cubs. Not surprised whatsoever. I think everybody just about called Yu Darvish going to the Cubs. They needed a frontline starter again. With Arrieta departing, John and Lester performed well down the stretch, but I mean, their whole starting pitching was just so shaky the entire first half of the year, which is what really they got to be thankful they picked it up the second half, or else they were in danger of not making the playoffs for a long time there.
I feel like if you're a Cubs fan, though, like, you're kind of over it at this point. Like, you're just like, we won. It's over. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, we don't need another.
No, dude, Cubs fans, they got one. They don't want to have to wait another 100 years.
Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it might be like the Leicester City kind of thing. Like,
they got their one time of fame.
We won. Like, we won. We don't care if we suck for the next, 5 years. Who cares? Like, we won.
See, I think people in Chicago,
that's fair.
They got the taste of winning.
It's a little bit different.
They got the taste of winning again after having to struggle through the Bulls and Bears. And now they don't ever want to let go of that again, especially in the NL Central when the Cubs and Cardinals hate each other so much. And the Cardinals went out and got much better offensively. The second signing, Eric Hosmer to the Padres for a lot of money. Let's just put it that way. Again, one that I feel like everybody knew was going to happen. The Padres were going to pay him whatever it took. The Royals just weren't. But the one thing I have to say is there were so many Royals fans pissed off at Eric Hosmer for leaving, and, why? Like, the dude...
I mean, to be fair, it's like, how can you be upset if he's, going... he's leaving... If he was, leaving to go to,
If he went to the Astros, Yankees, Indians, one of those teams, then I'd be like, yeah, all right, fair.
If he went to, Cleveland, I'm looking at it from a geography perspective, because, I don't follow baseball until, 100 games into the season, because, why would I watch the first 100 games?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's just too many games, man. It's just too many games. I think 82 games in the NBA is, too many games.
Fair.
I think.
Yes, I guess I could understand that
if
from
you
non-baseball.
If you moved it down to 100 games, I would watch a significant more amount of baseball.
Dude, I don't know. The 162 is just it.
It
feels
so
like the
baseball.
perfect amount. It is a lot of baseball.
That's just too much. That's too much.
Agree to disagree. But back to it. Back on track. Yeah, Hosmer, he goes to the Padres. How can you, the dude obviously...
He just wants to live in San Diego. Let's be real.
I mean,
It's not like the Padres are good.
He changed Kansas City for San Diego. That's what I'll
Yeah,
give
like
him.
if he went to like Cleveland, it's just like, why are you going to Cleveland? It's Cleveland. Like you're going to San Diego.
He's
Like,
going to San Diego.
where's he from? Like originally?
That's actually a great question.
That's I think like an underrated part of like free agent signings too. It's like, where is this person from? Is it like closer to home or something? But watch it like not even matter. Like,
I mean, if
he's from South Miami, Florida, which I mean, then like climate wise, he wants something a little bit more similar, probably to home.
Yeah, and
I don't think Kansas City gave that to him.
yeah, probably not.
He probably
would
like kind of
agree.
getting tired of being stayed. To be fair, do you even like live in like the city you play for? Because like, how often are you actually there?
I mean, I feel like it just depends how much you actually like the city you're playing in.
Fair enough. I would rent. If I was a professional athlete in any sport, I would rent.
That's that.
One, because it's like, unless I'm a like great player, like I could be shipped off somewhere at any time almost.
Right.
And then also it's like, why buy a house? Like,
Well, then again, if you just got paid, like,
yeah,
most of
then
these
spend my
MLB
money
free
on other
agents did.
shit, like a car.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of other things you could go to, but if you have a family and kids, which I don't know if Hosmer
I'll
does.
buy my parents a house, sure.
Yeah.
I'll go stay with my parents. I'll just live with my parents as a professional athlete. I think that's fair.
Yeah, but the bottom line point that I was going to was Royals fans, stop getting mad at Hosmer for signing with the Padres because he didn't do it to spite you guys, obviously.
Yeah.
If he wanted to do that, he would have gone to the Indians somehow, some way.
I'm looking at a picture of Eric Hosmer, and like he's kind of got a scary face.
Thank you for the in-depth analysis.
He's got very like far apart eyebrows. Like he definitely does some shaping. Like there's no way he doesn't like manscape his eyebrows. Look at that. Like it's such a large gap, and it's also like so like perfectly formed. That is like a man who definitely manscapes his eyebrows.
Or he just...
You cannot tell me he does not manscape his eyebrows.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
Interesting analysis, I know.
Yeah,
but
super interesting. And then finally, the deal that an entire city has been waiting for way too long was J.D. Martinez finally signing with the Red Sox. Everybody in Boston just let out a huge exhale. They got their guy that they feel can help them compete with the Yankees, who went out and got Stanton, which is just an unfair move. But I mean, to start off, like I get why it took so long. The dude is turning 30 if he hasn't already, and wanted originally a 7-year deal for $200 million at least. Like you're turning 30. That's just unprecedented. You'd think some team's going to want to pay you $200 million into your 37-year-old season. Like, that just wasn't going to happen. But when you have Scott Boras super agent, you can kind of ask whatever you want, apparently. But they ended up getting him 5 years, $110 million, and apparently he can opt out after 3, which is, I guarantee you, is what got him to sign. I guarantee you they gave him an opt-out clause, and that's what was the final point to get him to sign.
Is that a big thing in baseball, an opt-out clause?
Yeah. Oh, opt-out clause after 2 years, so even better.
That's crazy. So, like, in the NBA, the big thing is getting a no-trade clause. Like, if you're signing a long-term contract, you want to get a no-trade clause because, like, that's, like, where you're setting up your life. That's, like, the big thing about, like, Blake Griffin really, like wanted a no-trade clause, but they didn't end up giving it to him.
Yeah, baseball, no trades, they're also, like, pretty common, but it's usually specific teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's more, like, which I'm sure in the NBA, like, there's always guys who will have specific teams, and they have to waive it to get traded.
Yeah, it's usually, like, in terms of, like, guys just, like, are setting up their lives and their families there, and, like, that's, like,
yeah,
why they're, like...
I know when the Diamondbacks traded Justin Upton so long ago, they were trying to trade him to the Mariners, but he didn't want to go there.
Damn it.
He had a no-trade to Seattle, and they were trying to get him to waive it.
What? Why didn't you want to live in Seattle, man? It's great.
Yeah, like
Please,
that's who they were trying to get him to go to, and he had a no-trade clause for Seattle, and they ended up just shipping him somewhere else because he's just said, nah, I don't want Seattle. But, yeah, I mean, J.D. Martinez, the best power hitter, honestly one of the best just kind of overall hitters in the free agency because offensively this year, free agency class, kind of weak.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel like that's where baseball's headed to. It's just an offense fest.
Yes,
I mean,
and
if you look at the
no.
World, I mean, you look at the World Series, like, it was just like,
oh, dude, those that baseballs were juiced, 100%. Like, I will argue, day and night, those baseballs were juiced.
had to be like there was too many. I think it was just like people weren't paying attention to the World Series.
What really blew my mind was when Puig hit a one-handed home run to left field. I knew something was up. But yeah,
I mean, to be fair, Puig's jacked.
oh, he's a huge dude. Don't like I've seen Yoenis Cespedes hit a ball off a knee for a home run. Same with Beltre. Some guys are just that strong. Yeah,
I fell in love with him when I saw that clip of him throwing from like left field to like
just nonchalant
to home plate, and it was just like not a big deal. It's like I would like my shoulder would come out of socket.
Dude, if I tried to do that, I'd throw a ball maybe 100 feet, and I would be in tears for a little bit because it hurts so bad. But yeah, Red Sox, Boston fans, congrats, because now you are the second best team in the AL East still. Because that Yankees lineup is dumb, and they are in the most hitter-friendly park.
Are the Astros, did they get blown up, or like they still have everybody?
Oh, Astros got better.
Then how are they not the best team?
I said second best team in the AL East.
Oh, AL East.
The Astros are the team to beat in the AL still. Like, they went out and got another ace in their pitching rotation.
I freaking hate that the Mariners, like, in my opinion, the Mariners are always in, like, the toughest.
Dude, the Mariners try so hard to get players, and then they just never want to go. Like, I thought the Mariners were going to get Ohtani.
Like, Seattle's a nice place.
Dude, I thought Seattle was going to get Shohei Ohtani, and he chose the Angels. And
what's your opinion on him? Because like I haven't really followed it much, but I understand that he's like they call him the Babe Ruth, like the next Babe Ruth.
So basically, this was a dude in Japan who he hovered around 300, hit like 40 home runs, and then as a pitcher topped out, I think 101 miles per hour off the mound.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so he throws decently hard. But coming into the year, he had like a UCL strain, which is in your elbow. Very important thing to pitch with.
Mm-hmm.
But they said it wasn't major, didn't need surgery. And then, this year in the MLB, I think he'll be more successful as a pitcher than a hitter, depending how. Like, I'm curious to see how the Angels are going to use him. I mean,
yeah, like
it's not like the Angels don't have a good outfield.
This is probably a dumb question, but can you use a pitcher as a designated hitter?
Well, he would just hit for himself. He wouldn't need to be a designated hitter.
Well, I'm saying, but
if he's not pitching, yeah,
that would be his title though. Like, because like you wouldn't like.
Dude, I think he's just going to be listed as a pitcher, outfielder, designated hitter. I have no idea what they're going to classify this dude as. Like, I can't wait for
I feel like they're not going
to
play him out of field. That would just put too much burn on him.
See, what I originally heard is that Ohtani wanted to play outfield and pitch because
that's too much.
Every 5 days is when he would pitch.
Yeah, but like that's like if you're running around like in
but he would
from outfield.
They said the perfect plan for Ohtani would be to have him play outfield for 2 days. And then he gets 2 days off, and then he'd start.
Okay, that I'm okay with.
Yeah, and again, I think he'll be a more successful pitcher than hitter because, I mean,
the translation from
he's not like I'm not saying he's gonna suck. Don't get me
wrong.
Yeah,
he'll be an okay hitter.
The dude will hit fine. He's just not gonna put up his Japanese league numbers.
Yeah, you're saying like his potential as a pitcher is much higher as his potential as a hitter.
I do, because if you throw 101 and have an unreal slider like he does,
then yeah, you're tough to hit.
And then you go to Major League Baseball coaching, you'll find some success. But offensively,
God, if the Mariners got him,
if the Mariners got him, this would be a whole different story. But offensively, he'll be okay.
So sad.
But he's not going to hover hitting around 300 and hit 40 bombs. I'll give him 20 home runs, maybe, depending how often he actually hits.
I can see him hovering around 300 though. Just maybe not bombs.
I think he hits around 260, 270 because he's. I don't know. I don't even know how much. They still haven't even said how they're going to use him.
Yeah, it's just like he's so unique. You don't.
The dude also hasn't played yet in front of any MLB. Like he's played in World Baseball Classics and he's succeeded. He had pretty good. He didn't get to play in the recent one,
tough
but
competition.
Yeah, he played against the MLB All-Star team when they went over there and he diced him up. So that's why I think he has some success pitching.
I just wish. First off, this is I think this is the chance for the Angels actually to use their talent, like how they.
This is the chance for the Angels to finally give Mike Trout a successful season.
Like, God, you have the best player in baseball. He's the best player in baseball, right?
Oh, yeah. Mike Trout's the best.
And you're just wasting his career.
It's just, I don't know if people don't want to go play for the Angels or something, but I feel like they also just never make a good trade.
Sense. You don't, I don't, I guess that, to be fair, I'm looking at it more for, when I'm, talking about it, I'm thinking of, guys where they want to live, but, guess it might be different for baseball players than like basketball players. Like LA is like the
one of the big issues with people signing with teams in California is the tax. Like the taxes are so much higher in California, it will take a much larger chunk out of the contract. That's why.
Oh man, I'm so sorry you're not making enough money. Like,
well, that's why. That was one thing. Somebody on MLB Network was talking about why Stanton wouldn't go to the Giants was because he would make more money off of less taxes. Yeah, like, in a different state. I'm just like, oh, sorry, your $300 million is getting taxed.
Like, man, sorry. We want schools to be funded.
Yeah, boo-hoo. But that does it for today.
You got to hear some of my great baseball analysis. I promise I'll get better this year.
Hey, you got to hear some of my great basketball analysis. So
it's definitely better than my baseball stuff. Like my baseball stuff was like Eric Hosmer's eyebrows. Like,
well, you pointed out something to me I never noticed. The dude definitely
he's got a scary face.
I think the dude must have had a unibrow and got picked on because there's some huge space in between there. Now that you mentioned that.
He's probably really self-conscious about it. I'm sorry, Eric Hosmer. I know you're listening.
I apologize. But yeah, that does it. Thank you. I don't know, probably like 4 people for listening. It was a pleasure, and join us here next week. Same time, same place.
See you guys.